Today's lesson is on writing and graphing inequalities. First, we'll look at vocabulary and symbols. An inequality is a mathematical sentence that compares expressions. It contains the symbols less than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. To write an inequality, look for the following phrases to determine where to place the inequality symbol. So the first symbol we have here, you could say is less than or is fewer than. The second symbol is greater than or is more than. Our third symbol is less than or equal to, is at most, is no more than. And our last symbol would be is greater than or equal to, is at least, and is no less than. For our first example, we're writing an inequality. A number w minus 3 5/10 is less than or equal to -2. Write this sentence as an inequality. So if we look at this, first we have number w minus 3 5/10. That would be w minus 3 5/10. Is less than or equal to, would be this symbol here, because this symbol is less than or equal to. And then we have -2. So our inequality is w minus 3 5/10 is less than or equal to -2. Now we have an additional example. You can pause the video and try it on your own, or you may follow along. Write the word sentence as an inequality. A number b is fewer than 30 4/10. So we have b, and is fewer than would be a less than symbol. And then we have 30 4/10. So b is less than 30 4/10. For number 2, twice the number k is at least -7/10. So twice the number k would be 2k, and is at least would be a greater than or equal to symbol. And then we have -7/10. So 2k is greater than or equal to -7/10. Now we'll look at vocabulary. A solution of an inequality is a value that makes the inequality true. An inequality can have more than one solution. The set of all solutions of an inequality is called the solution set. So if we look at our table, our value of x, if we have -6, we can plug it into this inequality here. X plus 5 is greater than or equal to -2. So if we put -6 in for x, we'd have -6 plus 5 is greater than or equal to -2. -6 plus 5 is -1. So we have -1 is greater than or equal to -2. And that is true. So -6 is a solution to this inequality. Now we'll try the same thing with -7. So we have -7 plus 5 is greater than or equal to -2. -7 plus 5 is -2. And we have -2 is greater than or equal to -2. These two numbers are equal, so this would be yes for the inequality being true. And now we'll try -8. -8 plus 5 is greater than or equal to -2. -8 plus 5 is -3. But -3 is not greater than or equal to -2. -3 is less than -2. So this would not be a solution to our inequality. So it would be no. For our second example, we're checking solutions. Tell whether -4 is a solution of the inequality. So for A, we have x plus 8 is less than -3. We're going to substitute in -4 for x. So we're going to have -4 plus 8 is less than -3. -4 plus 8 is 4. So we will know 4 is less than -3. 4 is not less than -3. So this would not be a solution. For B, we have -4 5/10 times x is greater than -21. We're going to substitute in -4 for x. So we have -4 5/10 times -4 is greater than -21. -4 5/10 times -4 is 18, and 18 is greater than -21. So -4 is a solution of the inequality. Now we have an additional example. You can pause the video and try it on your own, or you may follow along. Tell whether -6 is a solution of the inequality. So for number 3, we have c plus 4 is less than -1. So I have, instead of c, I'm going to have -6, and then I have plus 4 is less than -1. -6 plus 4 is -2. So I have -2 is less than -1. And -2 is less than -1, so this would be yes. For number 4, I have 5 minus m is less than or equal to 10. So I have 5 minus, and m would be -6, is less than or equal to 10. 5 minus -6 would be 5 plus positive 6, which would be 11. So I have 11 is less than or equal to 10. 11 is not less than or equal to 10, so this would be no. And for number 5, I have 21 divided by x is greater than or equal to -3 5/10. So I'm going to have 21 divided by -6 is greater than or equal to -3 5/10. 21 divided by -6 is -3 5/10. So I have -3 5/10 is greater than or equal to -3 5/10. These two are equal, so it would be yes. Now we're going to look at vocabulary. The graph of an inequality shows all the solutions of the inequality on a number line. An open circle is used when a number is not a solution. A closed circle is used when a number is a solution. An arrow to the left or right shows that the graph continues in that direction. For our third example, we're graphing an inequality. Graph y is less than or equal to -3. We would have a closed circle because -3 is a solution, because it says it could be equal to. This equal to part here tells us it's going to be a closed circle. So we have a closed circle. Now, since it says it's less than or equal to -3, we need to shade the numbers that are less than -3. So we can check a number on each side. We could check and see if -4 could be a solution. So -4 is less than or equal to -3, and that is a solution. We could also test a number on the right-hand side of -3, which we could test 0. 0 is less than or equal to -3, and that is not a solution. So we are going to shade to the left. So we would have -3 as a solution, -4, -5, -6, -7, and it would keep going down the number line. Now we have an additional example. You can pause the video and try it on your own, or you may follow along. Graph the inequality on a number line. So for number 6, we have b is greater than -8. So on our number line, we're going to have -8. And then to the left, we'd have -9 and -10. And then to the right, we'd have -7 and -6. -8 would not be a solution because -8 is not greater than -8. It's equal to -8. So we would have an open circle at -8. And now we need to decide whether we would shade to the left or right. So if I choose a number on the left, I could choose -9. I'd have -9 is greater than -8, and that is not true. So now if we check a number on the right, I could check -7. -7 is greater than -8 is true, so I would shade to the right. Now for number 7, we have g is less than or equal to 1 4/10. So on my number line, I would have 1 4/10. To the left, I'd have 1 3/10, and then 1 2/10. Now to the right of 1 4/10, I have 1 5/10, and then 1 6/10. Now if I look and see if 1 and 4/10 would be a solution, I'd have 1 and 4/10 is less than or equal to 1 and 4/10. Those are equal, so I'd have a closed circle at 1 and 4/10. Now I can check numbers on each side. So 1 and 3/10, if I plug that in, 1 and 3/10 is less than or equal to 1 and 4/10. And that is true. So I'm going to shade to the left. If I tried a number on the right-hand side, 1 and 5/10, I would see that it's not true. 1 and 5/10 is not less than or equal to 1 and 4/10. Now for number 8, I have r is less than -1/2. So on my number line, I'd have -1/2. And then to the left, I could have -1. And then I could have -1 and 1/2. And then to the right, I could have 0. And then I could have 1/2. Now I need to decide if -1/2 is a solution. So -1/2 is less than -1/2, and that's not true. Therefore, I would need an open circle at -1/2. Now I can check numbers on each side. So if I put in -1, I have -1 is less than -1/2, and that is true. So I would shade to the left. If I tried 0, a number on the right, 0 is less than -1/2 is not a true statement. So that's why you would not shade to the right. Don't forget to fill out your notes, and remember to watch the video again if needed.